What's up, world? Lee here with sticks, strings, and other things, my teeny tiny itty bitty little corner of the internet where I come to you every other week and chit chat with you about all of the crafty things that I have been getting my hands onto. This time it will be some knitting, some cross stitch, and that's it. I looked at my crochet, didn't do anything. The spinning shall not be mentioned. Anyhow, today is January 20-something, 2022, and this is episode something or other. It'll be down there because I didn't go look. And if you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy. Come on in, sit down, make yourself comfy, get yourself a nice pleasing drink of whatever you like, from water to booze. We're all good here. Enjoy. And show me what you're working on, because I'd love to know. If you have been here before, you know where everything's at. Welcome again. Now, I have a kind of funny story to tell you right at the beginning here. I already filmed this just a little bit ago. And then my card was full, so I was like, oh, I wasn't quite finished. So I went to delete things off my card, and oh, I did. Oh yeah. Like, oh yeah, I don't need this video or that one or the one I just did. Yep. I deleted the one I just filmed. I tell you people, it's been a day. Anyhow, welcome. Let's get to it. Let's see if I remember everything that I already told you once, but we can never find again because I deleted it. First, let's do finishes. Did I say finishes? Yes, I finished 2 things. And I only finished 2 things because it was 24 hours of cross stitch. Yes, this past weekend was 24 hours of cross stitch. That is Jen Lee, Quirks and Stitches, brainchild. It's a wonderful thing. You try and get 24 hours of stitching done in a weekend. Now you can either be team sleep. Yes. Just yes. I'm an old lady. I need my sleep. I sleep really poorly. Really poorly. Very, very poorly. But I love my sleep. So do not take it from me. I'm definitely team sleep. Or you can be team no sleep, in which case you try and stitch 24 hours without a stop for sleeping. Stitch for 24 hours. I could have done that a handful of years ago. Maybe a couple handfuls. No more. Anyhow, I have decided this year, 24 hours of cross stitch that Jen Lee does is done 4 times a year. So once a quarter, you have 24 hours in a weekend to stitch. If you can set up your life and make it so you don't have a ton of things to do that weekend. Yeah, I did my best. I actually got more hours done this 24 hours of cross stitch than I've ever done before. I had about 19 of them. 18. It was 18. Apologies. It was 18 hours. And I'm super happy about it. I wish I could have gotten more, but life is what life is. So whatsoever. Anyhow, my plan this year is to work on one project for every single 24 hours of cross stitch. I have one that I'm going to work on each time. That is the With Thy Needle and Thread monthly word plays. I'm going to be doing those. There's 12 of them. Monthly, 12, you see? I'm going to do 12 of them, all 12 of them, working them on the 24 hours cross stitch and no other days. However, I've learned a few things about how much I knit, how much I can knit, and how much I can knit in the time that I have. And it will not equal getting 12 done in 4 official 24 hours of cross stitch. So I'm going to have to come up with probably 2, if not 3, personal 24 hours of cross stitch weekends, which may not be weekends because sometimes the middle of the week works better. So I will be doing 2 or 3 just kind of on my own because they're fun anyway, and Why not have more of a fun thing, right? Right. So we'll start with Thursday, when I laid out my fabric that I bought for all of the 12 word plays, because they're all going to be on the same fabric. They're the same project. They all need to be on the same background fabric linen thing. My brain won't let it change. I don't know why. It just, this is how my brain works, and we're going to go with it. So I done all the maths, and I knew the measurements, and I knew that the amount of fabric that I bought would be enough for all 12. Did I write this maths down? No. No, I didn't. Apologies. The cat is trying to scratch at the door because the cat wants in, and she's not going to be allowed in, so hopefully you can't, one, hear that, and two, if you can, I hope she stops soon. Anyway, back to the maths. So, I knew I had enough fabric, so I forgot to write down my measurements, but whatever, I can do measurements again. It's just maths. I do my measurements again. I'm like, all right, this is how much fabric I need for each one. And I start cutting them out. Yeah, my maths from the first time and the maths from the second time were not the same maths. I did larger borders the second time I did my maths. Yeah, I want to make these into pillows if I ever finish them. So they do not need a giant border around them. Do they? No, they don't, because you do that for framing. But what maths did I use for cutting out? The larger border maths, which means, yeah, I didn't have enough fabric to cut out. I cut out 8 and ran out of fabric because when you make things bigger, you use more fabric. Amazing, isn't it? So I had to buy more fabric, which this year I'm trying to buy less when it comes to my stitching, just because I have enough. I do. And I don't need to be willy-nilly buying everything I want. I mean, it's fun to do, but I don't need to. I will make use of wish lists and vicarious stitching. And that is also very fun. But this fabric that I had to repurchase is not going to count towards my budget because it shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have to buy more fabric, which I'm just going to use for this project anyway. Shouldn't have had to happen if I would have used the correct maths. So, whatevs. Whatever. Anyhow, shall we get to the project? And you will see just how ridiculous it was. Ta-da! Yeah, so I remembered when I started stitching, I remembered the measurement I wanted. But I didn't use that same measurement when I cut them out. Whatever. I'll just have lots of ornament cuts. Here is the January Wordplay by With Thy Needle and Thread. I am using all of the called for colors on a 36 count grog by Bestitch Me. 36 count grog will be all of them because I bought more fabric. 8. All right, so there's one. Very pretty. These snowflakes right here do show up better in person. They show up much more like the snowman does. You cannot see them as well on the camera, but they show up just fine in person. And that's where I'm gonna see them, so I'm happy with that. So here's one. Here's number 2. February, which I was very happy wasn't tons of pinks. I am not a pink person, regardless of how many pink skeins of yarn I seem to have over here. Like, that is very pink. Or, holy pink, Batman. Yet, I am not a pink person. Yeah, I still have pink yarn. Anyway, I'm not a pink person. So I was very happy that the wordplay for February is not very pink. It's absolutely lovely though. And those are the two that I got finished. Which means if I only did the official 24 hours of cross stitches throughout the year, I would have 8 done by the end of the year. Huh, there's that number again, 8. Which is why, since you can never have too much of a good thing, I will be doing more 24 hours of cross stitch, just personal ones. Who knows? I'd love to have somebody join me, so maybe when I do plan out when those are, I'll pop them on here. I'll put up a hey, anybody want to join me out on Instagram? You can find me on Instagram as Kielrain, Kielrain, here. I'll put information there, and if you want to join me, please do, because that's what I like about 24 hours of cross stitches. You know other people are stitching with you, and it makes it fun. Anyhow, that project is living in a giant Garon tote bag, which is fabulous. All of the stuff is in here. All my cut up fabric, except for the 4 pieces that the piece that I purchased that I will then cut into 4 more pieces so that I will have 12, not 8. The fabric, the threads, and the charts are living in here, as is the needle minder that I will be using for the entire project. Yes, it's an octopus. Now why? Why would I choose an octopus for this project? It's got 8 legs. Sometimes when the world just keeps shoving 8s at you, you just gotta go with it. Right. Loving the project. I think they're really cute. I'm glad I'm using the variegated threads because here. I am glad I'm using the variegated threads that are called for. I do see enough variegation in even the letters and the words that I feel that using them is worthwhile. I know not everyone feels that way, and you know what? That's fantastic. You do you, I do me. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy with what they get. They're gonna be gorgeous no matter what you use. So, makes it pretty easy. Okay, those are my finishes. That's it. That's all she wrote for finishes. So, let me grab this bag that I moved away because I thought I was done with this portion. And this time I promise I won't delete. I won't delete my current plus tube before I download it. How's that for a plan? I have a hoe. What's a hoe? A hoe is a half-finished object in the knitting world. What is a half-finished object, you say? Well, socks. I knit lots of socks. I enjoy socks. I like socks. I knit a lot of socks. I could knit everybody on my street a pair of socks. I have enough yarn for it. Am I going to do that? Oh, heck no. I don't know half these people. Why would I knit them socks? Anyway, I love knitting socks. I enjoy it. I find it fun. This is just a very basic sock. It's not really using a pattern. It's just a really basic sock. I am trying to get a pair of socks knit a month, if not more. We'll see if I keep up with it. I'm not doing an official one. I'm trying to reach back here. Do I have a loose skein? Oh, excuse all the crinkling. It's so rude. So when I was doing, a couple years ago, I was doing Desert Vista Dye Works. She does a knit a sock a month thing, and if you sign up and you successfully do it, you get special things, like discounts on her yarn, all that. And you had to knit one of her self-striping yarns a month, from the first day of the month to the last day of the month, turn it in, and you could get stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Did it for a whole year, got all the good stuff. So I'm not doing an official one this year is what I'm saying. I'm just doing this as knit whatever yarn I want, 1 pair a month, if not more, call it good. I pulled out a skein from my Yarnable subscription. That was a subscription I was a part of for I think about 2 years, and I barely used any of it, so I canceled the subscription this year because I have a lot of sock yarn. And I decided I should use it. So I pulled this skein out. It was called Seance. And I have started, like I said, just a basic sock. So far I have one. This is a 64 stitch sock. I am using a US 1. I'm blanking on the millimeters for that right now. I apologize. If I'm feeling rambunctious, I'll put it right down here. It's a US size 1. I did it on Magic Loop. I did, what, 20 rounds of a 2x2 rib, and then just did a 3x1 broken rib pattern. Heel flap and gusset, and a wedge toe instead of a rounded toe. I kind of bounce around with toes. I much prefer a heel flap and gusset. I like the fit a lot better. That's not a heel that I will use when I'm doing the striped sock because it throws off the stripes. Speaking of stripes, I do love how this yarn is spiraling. Look at that. Look at that. That is just, I love it. It is so fun. Anyhow, I'm very much enjoying these. Oh, you're caught. You're caught. Oh, no. I have the cuff done on the second one. Just the cuff, you say? But it's the last week of the month, you say? Yeah, I can get a sock like this done in 2 days if I feel like it. So I'm not worried about getting it done by the end of the month. If it takes me until the 1st, that's also fine. I already have my yarn pulled out for my next sock. For next month anyway, but they'll get done. No, did I pull any of my half-finished sock projects that are already having one sock done? No, because I wanted an easier pattern right now. The other ones, all the ones that are in process are too thinky right now. But I do hope to get, oh, I'm trying to think of how many there are, 3 or 4 of those projects. I do hope to get at least half of those projects done this year. Modest goals here, people. Very, very modest goals. Right. My other knitting project is my Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrea Mowry. This is a DK weight faded cardigan. I have been using Dragon Hoard's yarn in her Fairy Tale DK weight. Last time I was here, I was right here on my first sleeve. And ta-da! The sleeve is done. And the other sleeve, ta-da! Oh wait, it's not even on the needle yet. Yeah, I am using, oh, do I have them handy right now? Yes, I do. I am using the ChowGoo minis for doing the sleeves, which I really do enjoy, but they hurt my hands. I knit the sleeve too quickly using these needles, which means I knit too much at a time. The way I knit the small circumference needles, it's not how I comfortably knit, and so my hands get like this. And I did too much knitting on these needles, so I had to kind of put this aside until that recovered. I can knit on other things just fine, just whatever. My plan for this is to get this sleeve on the needle this week, and then just do about maybe a half hour of work at a time, once a day, maybe twice a day, once in the morning, once at night, I don't know, but do a much limited length of stitching to get this second sleeve done so that I don't hurt my hands again, because you don't want to injure the things that make you able to do the crafting. These are precious. Yeah. Here are my notes so that my second sleeve will look like my first sleeve. I'm so smart some days. I so rarely do this and always wish I did because my sleeves never match. They never match because I always make changes. Like, I did not as many decreases down the whole length of the sleeve, but I did a whole bunch right at the cuff before I got to the garter stitch cuff down here, because I know these sleeves are supposed to be a little tighter. That's what people have said about the pattern, and that's how it looks too, but I wanted it a little bit looser. I'm not a tiny girl. So I did less, but I still didn't want it super baggy around my wrist, so. Notes, so that my second sleeve can look like the first sleeve. I've been knitting forever. You'd think I would have learned these things already, and honestly I have learned these things already. It's just I don't do them, because lazy. However, I did it this time, so my first sleeve and my second sleeve can match. There was a lot of words just to say I'm finally being less lazy when it comes to my knitting. This is all living in my slipped stitch studio. There we go. Evil Queen's bag, and oh yeah, best evil queen right here. Maleficent, best evil queen. At least in my world. You have a different evil queen that you love? Good for you. And that is all my knitting, which isn't too bad. I had a few days where I couldn't knit at all because over knitting. Foolish girl, foolish girl. So let's get into the cross stitch. My whips for that. I have a couple. Cause I'm doing whip go. I have both squares completed for the month. Yay. It is not yet late enough in the month for Jessie Marie does stuff to release the next two numbers. So I don't know what next month's numbers will be, but next time I hear, we'll both know. Anyhow, this is a bag by Little Boat 88. I liked it because it's a spooky graveyard. And this is my Cryptid Sal, which I've been keeping up to date on. I just want to show something off though. The death worm! Oh, look at the death worm! Look. Oh, focus. Please focus. Focus on his teeth. Come on, camera. Work with me. Look at those teeth! I absolutely love. I love this thing. I love this thing. I have been so enjoying the Cryptid Sal. It's just fun and cute and enjoyable, and I've been enjoying having a project to work on in little chunks every week. As you can see, Friday, the last one. What will it be? Do you have any ideas? Comment below if you do. Let's find out if you're right. I have no clue. I got my Kraken. I got my Kraken, so I don't care what the next one is. I got my Kraken. I'm happy. Is there one that you guys want? One of you all wants to be there? That we haven't already done? Let me know. I'd love to know. Loving this piece. Loving it a lot. It's so good. So good. I absolutely loved the teeth on the death worm. What can I say? What can I say? I don't know. Oh, one sec. All right, I'm back. Just had a quick thing. Now living in my, what is this bag? Goose Designs bag. Nice wintry bag. So what would be living in a wintry bag? Something wintry? Oh, heck no. And Grimshaw. And Grimshaw is living in a wonderful wintry snowman bag because that's how I roll. I had a bag. It was empty. I needed a bag. There we go. I am working on Anne Grimshaw. I totally didn't tell you anything about the fabric or anything for my cryptids because I've already done this and I forgot I didn't do it the second time. So the fabric I am using for my Cryptid Sal is a 28 count burnt papyrus from Sugar Maple Fabrics. They are no longer in business and I'm using all the called for DMC. Now we're moving on to Anne Grimshaw. Apologies. This one is on a 40 count Tawny Buff by Sassy's Fabbies, and I don't think she is in business anymore. And I am using Vicki Clayton's silks in her rubbed black. That's it. Let me find it. It's somewhere on here. There we go. I'm loving this one. I am absolutely loving this one. I am almost all the way across the top. I have the motifs that start going down the side over here after this one. This is technically the last one on the top, sort of, because if you look at the picture, it goes all the way across and then you have this. So it's technically the last one over here, but there's still more on the side. Anyhow, loving this piece, loving this project. I started this back in November when Jacob from the Modern Folk Embroidery was doing that whole black sampler November thing. And I went, ooh, I like black samplers. I will start one. I don't need an I don't need an excuse, but it's great to have an excuse. It just kind of, hey, oh, let me twist your arm. Oh, yeah, I want to do that. Which means I now have 2 black samplers on the go because of Jacob. This and the Modern Folk Embroidery Mystery Sal for the year. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you encouraging me in my black sampler love. Now, you don't watch this, you don't know me, but I still thank you very much, Jacob. Thank you. I am enjoying this one. It's fun. Next up, living barely in this Evertotes bag, which was part of a collaboration project with Modern Folk Embroidery, which I finished earlier in the year. Finished last year. Anyhow, what is living in here? My late May Maidens of the Seasons. This is on a 28 count sugar maple fabrics in the colorway Serendipity. And I am working on summer. I have had this for quite a while and it's just lived in a bag. So this year I have been pulling it out. I've decided to pull it out and start working on it again. Here we are with summer. I'd done some of the, what are those? Peaches? We're gonna call them peaches. Some of the peaches, oranges, who knows? Some of these on this side, finished out the rest, started in on all of her gorgeous hair and very teeny tiny start on her skin. As you can see from my other ladies, I decided to do the skin over one because I think it looks better. There we go. I will be working on that one for a while, as you can see. I am still in spring and I have a while before I get to autumn. But I have an issue with autumn. I don't know if you can see. Focus. Focus. Look at her hand. Look at Autumn's hand. It just looks weird and alien. Like, I don't know. I have issues with Autumn's hand and I don't know how I'm going to fix it. I really don't. Do you have any ideas, people? Because I need them. I do not like Autumn's hand. It kind of creeps me out. It just looks strange. Whatever. I mean, maybe she's just trying to hold all that bounty and then you know, your hands get all weird when you're holding things. Because they do, I mean, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Anyhow, I have done several mirrors. I enjoy them. They're fun. I usually only want to have one going at a time. Haven't been working on this one in ages, so it is really nice to have it out again. I have so many more that I want to do and work on and finish, but I refuse to start another one until these maidens are finished. Yes. Last but not least, living in a bag from somewhere with lovely little sewing things on it, is my 25/7 piece. What is my 25/7? What is a 25/7 piece? It is a piece that you work on every single day for either 25 minutes or 25 stitches. I have learned in the past that I hate counting stitches, so I do it for 25 minutes. And this is my project. It is Dragon Dreams Blackwork Dragon. And I have learned by working on this project that I hate blackwork. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. It's pretty. I can do it in small chunks just fine. It doesn't bother me then. But an entire project, not my thing. Really not my thing. Don't enjoy it. Whatever. So this is actually working really, really well as a 25/7 project. I work on it 25 minutes a day and then I can shove it back away. And I don't have to think about it anymore. This is living on, or being stitched on, a 32 count Belfast from Sugar Maple Fabrics in the color Tranquility. And I am using Vicki Clayton's hand dyed silks in a variegation. Those are the numbers. And here's the dragon. I've made quite a bit of progress. I am decently happy with the progress. I have his whole face done. Now I just need to do the chest and mane. I don't know. What do you call this part on a dragon? I don't know. I don't know dragon anatomy. There he is. He's looking pretty good. My plan is to finish up this frill part and then finish the rest of the chest. And then shove it in my drawer of doom and forget about it. Because the original purpose that I started this whip for was for my young son who was in love with dragons at the time. And that very, very young son is now a college graduate. Yeah, needless to say, this has been a whip for a very long time. Very. When did this come out? Copyright 2001. Yeah. It's been a whip for a long time. And there's no, I just want to get it done, and who knows, I'll eventually maybe find someone to give it to. Maybe one of my friends' kids will be into dragons and I can give one to them. I don't know. I would just like it done, and that's that. That is all of my whips. Now, let's hope that my camera does not decide that 1 second, I need to sneeze. All right, we're back. Let's hope that the camera does not now decide that, oh, it got full again and I need to delete things, because this is about the point in the whole process where that's what happened and I deleted everything. I might have mentioned that before. Still feeling a little annoyed. Anyhow, plans. That's where I was going to get to. Plans. Now let's see if I can actually get through them. First, at the beginning of, well, for the rest of this month, I have finished my Whip Go plans, or my Whip Go projects. I finished both of those. And I have finished my 4 projects that I want to work on every month. Don't know if I've gone into this before, but if I have, you get to hear it again. I have 4 of my larger projects pulled out, and I am going to be working on them for at least 5, if not 10 hours every single month throughout the rest of this year. If somehow that magically finishes one, at least 5 hours. Yeah, at least 5 hours, if not more. How about that? 4 projects. I'm going to do that for the rest of this year. On those 4 projects, if somehow magically I finish one of those projects, I have plenty of other large projects to slip into one of those slots. So I'm just going to keep keep doing that. I'm enjoying it so far. I've done it 1 month and it worked well. What are my 4 projects? The first one is my modern folk embroidery mystery stitch along, because I want to keep on top of that. I've done so well on the cryptid Sal. So well on the cryptid Sal. I mean, I am up to date on it, people. I am up to date on it. So I'm wanting to carry that feeling and that success through to my modern folk embroidery Sal. So that's my first one. And that means that every month I will work on that until that month's piece is done. So from the first of the month till however long that takes. My second project, and I will not always work on these in the same order, except for Modern Folk Embroidery Sal, which will always be stitched on at the beginning of the month because that's when it comes out. I have my Maidens of the Season. I'm going to do at least 5, if not more, hours on her every single month. See how far I can get. My third piece is Jane Grimshaw. Anne Grimshaw. There we go. Anne Grimshaw, as you saw. Again, 5 hours minimum. See how far I can get. And my last one is Jane Reese. And I got a lot done this month on Jane Reese. I showed that in last episode and was feeling really great about her. Those are my 4 projects that I'm going to be working on every single month, plus my WhipGo board calls. Some of those projects, of those 4, are on my WhipGo, so those just kind of get wrapped up together. Some are not. Depends on the month, depends on how much I can get done. We'll see. So those are the plans that we're getting to. There's still a week left in this month. What is my plan for this month? Well, finish my socks. That'll be easy. That'll take like a day and a half. Finish my cryptid on Friday because the last cryptid will come out. And we will have a finish. My first real big finish for the year. Hopefully not my last. That's plan 2 for the next 2 weeks. Plan 3. WIP goes when they are called. It's too early in the month right now for Jessie Marie to have called them yet. But when they do, that'll be that. But that's not this week. That's what I was talking about. So let's get back to this week. What am I going to work on this week? My socks, like I said. Friday, cryptid. I have a project that a friend gave me that they wanted to finish, that they had started in the 90s. And I have been a very bad friend and have not really been working on it very much. I've done some progress. I've done some, it's shells. It's called Ocean Bounty. It's a busilicate. And I had to kind of piece it all together when it arrived and all this other stuff. But that is my plan for this week. I'm going to pull that out, probably not today, probably tomorrow, and stitch on that. See how far I can get by the end of the week, or when I get tired of it and pull out something else. But I plan to get at least a couple days worth of project work into it. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I kind of want to see how far I'm going to get and come back in 2 weeks and you'll find out just how much I did. The rest of that is all going to happen in a week, but I will get some of it done. Maybe I'll have all of February's project release for the Modern Folk Embroidery by the next time we're here. That'd be exciting. What? No, that'd be really exciting. I hope I do. We'll find out. I don't remember. It's going to be in 2 weeks. I know there's a week left in January, so about a week into February is when you will see me next. So those are my plans. That's basically my plans. Yeah. We'll still work on my 25/7 piece. It will not be finished. I really doubt it'll be finished by next time, but maybe the time after. Maybe the time after. Hoping that I do not have to take this thing into February or March. I just want it done. So those, plans, pretty basic. It's more fun when I'm able to talk about WhipGo on here for plans, but timing didn't work that way. So what's next? A little bit of haul. I know. I said that I'm trying to buy less, and I am. But some of this is stuff that arrived that isn't technically this year. It arrived this year. It was from last year. And one of these is definitely, I got a gift card, so I spent it. That doesn't count as real money, right? First, yarn. I have an issue. I have so much yarn. I'm gonna try. It's not going so well so far. I'm gonna try to get more yarn knitted out of my stash than comes into my stash this year. So I'm keeping track of how many skeins come in and how many skeins get used. Not going so well, like I said. I have a Trilogy Yarn Club subscription that I am doing. This is her Broadway musicals. And this one is West Side Story. So she's basing the colorways on the playbills, or the posters for them. And she sends a picture and a poster, a picture of the poster, or a postcard of the picture she based it on with every one. But it got stuck to the the cellophane bag that the yarn came in, and just destroyed itself when I tried to get the bag off the paper. So I don't have the picture. It's a lovely, lovely yarn. This is on her MCN base this month. I don't know if it's going to be every month, but it's very pretty, and it's based on West Side Story. Oh, this is gonna crinkle a bit. I apologize. I signed up for Amanda Knits Yarn's Supernatural Club last year. She was gonna send out, what was it, 5 or 6? 5 skeins of yarn last year. She got sick, things fell behind, and so the last skeins didn't arrive until just this month. It's perfectly fine. It's been a year. It's been a couple years. It's been crazy times. And so the last 2 skeins showed up this past week, I want to say. So we have the one based on this character, which she is named Aspat. I kid you not. Oh, come on. 'Tis the name of the yarn. There we go. So yes, it's based on that picture of Castile. And isn't that just a pretty skein? I mean, oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love it. And the other one is based on Peace Out. And that is this lovely, lovely skein. I very much enjoyed her, she has fun write-ups on the characters and how she writes up how she gets these dye colors that she creates, and she tells you how she goes about the dyeing process. Absolutely fantastic. I love reading about how people dye things. It's so much fun. And then there are crinkle, some goodies, but yes, there is her card. She does lovely yarns and very fun geeky kits or clubs and things like that. I am not counting these 2 skeins as having entered my stash this year, even though technically they arrived this year, mainly because they should have arrived last year, so they don't technically count. This one totally counts. That is, yes, that is all yarn. Apologies. Oh goodness, I am so sneezy. Oh, and now I'm gonna run out of battery. You are kidding me. Let's see how far we can get. All right, move fasterly, move faster. Purchases, purchases, purchases. I have done Leo and Roxy's Cousin It. They did a one-of-a-kind. It's a fun purpley, not purple, bluey, grayy, blacky color. I bought a few skeins of that because I loved the color. I have also fallen head over heels, just like everybody else on the planet, for Cottage Garden Samplings animals this year. So I got on a subscription for them. So I have the fox, I have the swan, and we've seen that the jackrabbit is next, and I am in love with them. I'm just going to wait until I get all the packages, and then we will figure out what I do with them after that. Then there was my gift card. I purchased Redbird's sampler by With Thy Needle and Thread because it's gorgeous. I also picked up Stacey Nash's Butternut House Pin Keep, and I loved these houses, and so I had to buy them. That is that. The last thing that I have is the Acorns and Threads Gathering of Nuts thing that is happening this Sunday. Yes, this Sunday. Woo-hoo, can't wait, on Zoom. Well, you know, eventually the world will get back to normal. So that package arrived in the mail for me this 2 days ago, I think it was. So it is still all happy in its bag. See, no cheating. No cheating. You can't. It's all sealed still. No cheating. No cheating right here. See? No cheating. We open these on the Zoom call. I have time on Sunday, so I will be on the Zoom call. I cannot wait. It's going to be very exciting. I love it. That is all my haul, and I have more things on the way because I bought a couple more things. Couldn't help myself. And that's pretty much that for haul. As for life, I'm healing. I'm getting better. Life is good. Trying to stay positive, trying to be happy, trying to cross my fingers that the world just calms the frick down, and people just need to get nice calming hobbies and do them. Just calm down, everyone. Sit down, relax, calm down, breathe. That's what we all need to do. Just, everyone, take a step back. Have a nice glass of water, get hydrated, and relax. Just, that's all I have to say. And I will see you here in 2 weeks. Good luck. I am going to beat the camera battery because I ran really quickly at the end. Have fun, everyone. Love you all. Take care, and bye-bye.